I'm starting my series of videos on using up what you have in your pantry and what you've put back. So using up the home canned goods that we have and making delicious meals. And a lot of you ask me, how do you use that? What do you use that in? And I just want to be able to show you that you can use and incorporate this, and it makes things so much easier. On a weeknight, I don't have time to cook down a corned beef. It takes hours and hours. But I've got home canned corned beef, and I make soups all winter long for my husband to take to work every day. And so this week's soup is going to be corned beef and cabbage with potatoes, carrots, celery, and onions. I've already pre-chopped my celery, onions, and potatoes are in cold water. And so I've got, I'm going to go ahead and saute off the vegetables a little bit. Not the potatoes, but the celery, carrots, and onions. I've got a tablespoon of butter here and some olive oil that I'll be putting down over the vegetables. And what I'm going to do is preheat my pan, put my oil in, and then add the vegetables over at the stove. So I'll meet you over there, and I hope that you stay along for this. And you guys, if you like corned beef and cabbage, maybe give me a thumbs up along the way. And I'll be cutting the cabbage up while this is simmering and sauteing and all that, and I get my cutting board cleared. Okay guys, come on, let's go to the stove. I've got my pan preheating, and you always want to preheat your pan before you start with your oils. It really does your pan a lot of good. So I'm going to put down maybe a half a tablespoon of olive oil, and then butter. You could use coconut oil in this as well. So, yum. And then right then, I'm going to go ahead and add some veg in here, because that's going to cool this pan down. And that's what we want. Turn my burner down a little bit. And we just want to soften these vegetables a little bit, because this is really fast food. This soup is going to go together in less than 20 minutes, because I've already pre-cooked the longest part of the cook, and that's the meat. So that's why I'm such an advocate of doing home canning. It's one of the best things you can do for your family and for yourself to make things easier. So we just take a spatula and go around that. Like that. Oh, that looks delicious already. And I've pre-ground some Himalayan pink salt, about half a teaspoon, as well as I pre-ground some black pepper, and that's at least a half a teaspoon, and maybe we'll do a little bit more here. There we go. You know, we like corned beef and cabbage on St. Patty's Day, but we really enjoy it any time of the year. And the nice thing about this, I already opened my jar, the nice thing about the corned beef is you can open a pint of this and make a breakfast feast for a crowd. I mean, corned beef hash with potatoes and have some eggs on top, sunny side up. Oh, delicious. So you just want to break up. This was a raw pack. So if you happen to get corned beef on sale for a really good price nearing St. Patty's Day, go ahead and think about doing some canning. It's super easy. You just need a pressure canner. So we're letting these saute off and become delicious. And I have home canned chicken stock from the chicken breast bones and the backs that I cooked down. And this is just a luscious chicken stock. It's a bone broth. There's no salt added, nothing added to this at all, just chicken and bones. So that's going to be part of our base. I drain the liquid off because I don't want that excess salt that might be in there, because I didn't add water. When you raw pack, you don't add water. So let's see how these are doing. Yum! Smells amazing. Who doesn't want that in their lunch? It's just pretty and colorful, and add the hearty potatoes and some cabbage, and we're dealing with a delicious, hearty, warm soup for lunch. I thought the camera was on. My mistake. I've added in my a quart of delicious golden chicken stock, and this is a bone broth. There's nothing else in it. I didn't add any salt, nothing, no spices, anything. And my mama used to make this, and whenever we were sick, we'd get a cup of hot broth, and it just made you feel better almost immediately. She could nip a cold in the bud so fast it'd make your head swim. A little bit of Vicks, some chicken soup, you're good to go. So this broth looks golden and delicious. I've added my potatoes in there. I'm gonna wait on the meat for just a little bit. I've got my cabbage over here that's all cut up into, you know, bite-sized pieces. Especially since he's gonna be eating this out of a thermos, I wanna make sure that it's quite easy for him to eat. So let's bring this up. Okay guys, this has been simmering about 15 minutes. 15 minutes. The potatoes actually are, you can kind of push them against the pan and see that they're tender. I'll take one out. The carrots and celery are definitely tender, and those were in smaller pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and add our meat in, and this is delectable right out of the jar. I don't know who did that, but it's so good. Let's see if we can get, let's use that spoon. I broke it up so it's easy to get out. And you know, for this kind of application, it doesn't matter if it breaks apart, because we don't want, it's a soup. We don't want a big slice of corned beef like you would for corned beef and cabbage, if that's the way you like to serve it. We want to break up all the chunks, and we're going to have pieces of it. And if you've never tried to do this, it is unbelievable. So my potato, hot, so tender, and red potatoes are one of my favorites. So now I'm going to add my cabbage in. All we're really doing is heating the meat through. We're going to let this cabbage go 5 minutes. We don't need it to go any longer. And how easy is this? I mean, simple recipe, right out of your pantry, and things that you probably already have in your refrigerator. And this is a big stock pot full of soup that's plenty for at least 6 people that are really hungry, with a piece of crusty bread, yum, and a salad, maybe even not a salad, since you got cabbage. So we'll let this simmer 5 minutes, and I'll plate up a little bowl for myself, and you can see how it goes. It smells incredible. I can't wait. So my husband's gonna think this is fantastic. So I've got this beautiful soup all simmered off. It literally took from start to finish, you know, after you prep your vegetables, maybe 10 minutes to prep the veggie. You could actually do that ahead of time. And so maybe 40 minutes. But if you're doing a weeknight meal, prep your veg on the weekend so you have it to go in whatever meal you need to have it for. And this just came out absolutely beautiful. It totally took 30 minutes to cook this, and a traditional corned beef and cabbage would have taken hours. So we've got a delicious meal going on the table. I do want to tell you that I tasted the broth, and it just seemed a little weak in the chicken department, and I wasn't willing to use the other quart of chicken stock that I had. So I went ahead and added a tablespoon and a half of Knorr's chicken stock concentrate. So it's a chicken base, if you will. And you guys have seen me use that if you've been with me for any length of time. And it just made it perfect. So it's not too salty. It's just absolutely fantastic. Let's go dish up a bowl, and I'll show you how it tastes. So guys, I'm excited. This came out beautiful, as it always does, but I'm really excited to bring you along for this, because this is another way you can use your home canned things and make a delicious meal in no time. Prep your stuff ahead on the weekend, and then you're ready to go for a weeknight. You don't have to worry about all that chopping. And literally this came together by the time you get your clothes changed, feed your dogs, you know, whatever you got to do, dinner's ready. So I'm gonna dish up a beautiful little bowl of this, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be delicious. Dinner tonight, a warm, comforting bowl of corned beef and cabbage. Couldn't ask for anything more, in my opinion. So let's get a taste test and see what this tastes like. It's really, really hot. I want a little piece of everything. some celery, some carrot, potato, and cabbage, and corned beef. Ooh, that's not a YouTube bite, but we're gonna do our best. And some crusty bread to sop that broth up. Yum. Okay, guys. Mmm. Mmm. That is fantastic. That will rival any of my homemade, from scratch, corned beef and cabbage that sits on that stove all day long, or in the crock pot, or however you do it. I'm not kidding, it tastes just like you labored all day with this, and it is fantastic. So I truly hope it inspires you to go ahead, maybe get some corned beef on sale this spring and make up, you know, can up some corned beef and have it on hand, because this is one of the best things you can do with some of your home canned goods, and have a hearty, healthy soup ready and waiting for you. So I can't wait to see you next time, guys. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you hit subscribe so you get notified whenever I upload. And you know what? If you like this, give me a thumbs up. And if you really like it, come see what it looks like. Come on. Doesn't that look fantastic? And I have to tell you, the only thing I want is some cracked black pepper right on top, because I love cracked pepper. And I know you guys know that. So we put a little pepper down on there. It's the only thing that I'm missing, but I like pepper on everything. So get another bite with some corned beef, and I truly hope that this inspires you to come back to my channel. I appreciate all my subscribers and support. You guys are amazing. Ooh, yum. Big old piece of corned beef. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Mmm. Unbelievable. So good. Oh my gosh. This is so good. And you can vary this recipe any way you want. So can't wait to see you next time. As always, guys, you know what? Leave me a comment and see what you want me to make next with some of my home canned products. All right, guys.